Auto moisture prep is in full effect today because today we are paint matching my F250's plastics with spray paint. Now I've done this exact same process on my front emblem and my side emblem badges and it came out amazing. So I'm hoping I can replicate the process today on these plastics. So we got the front bumper gutted over here. This is actually a fresh vinyl wrap. You probably can't even tell. It looks so good. It looks like paint. We got the front bumper gutted. We got all our plastics we want to paint off the bumper. What we're painting are these covers that go over the bolts that hold the front bumper on, this valance, this plastic trim piece, and these fog light housing. All with spray paint. Process to do this is pretty simple. It's just really time consuming. A basic rundown is we're gonna take this sandpaper and sand down parts of this valance because I did end up trimming it with the Dremel at one point, so we have some rough edges that I want to smooth out before we lay paint on there. Once that is done, we're gonna go ahead and clean up all these parts, scuff them up with this pad, hit them with the Duplicolor prep spray. Then we're gonna hit it with this adhesion promoter. I use this instead of primer. Once we use that, we're gonna follow it up with our base coat, which is gonna be J7 Duplicolor. This is the color of my truck. Then after that, we're gonna hit it with some clear. We're gonna go ahead and start by sanding down this valance where it's rough. I'm using a 400 grit sandpaper just to smooth out the rough cuts on the edges. Nothing crazy. We're not gonna sand this whole thing down. Guys, by the way, I am no professional. Take all my advice in this with a grain of salt. I've only done this once. I want you guys out there to do the same thing I'm doing. Mess up your truck and blame me because it's not my fault. Oh yeah, that's looking much better. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is hit it with this pad. Quality of this paint really depends on how good of a prep job you do. That's why I take it very seriously when I do this stuff, to make sure I take my time on the prep and make sure everything's perfect. If you do that, it gives you a better chance of this actually working out. All right, this piece is done. Now we're just gonna hit these covers here with this pad. I'm gonna hit the plastic piece. Now for the fog light housings. Now that we got all the parts sanded and scuffed up, we're gonna hit it with some prep spray. Next up, we're gonna be throwing on this Duplicolor plastic adhesion promoter. So you're gonna do 2 to 3 light coats and wait 3 minutes in between coats. Once you put your last coat on, you wait no more than 10 minutes to start applying your top coats. Was the last coat of adhesion promoter. Now we're gonna wait 10 minutes and go ahead and apply our first coat of top coat. All right, 10 minutes has passed. It is time for our first layer of top coat. Now you wanna apply these layers really light. If you go heavy, you're gonna get runs and it's gonna look like trash. I like to do a bunch of light coats to build up the paint, opposed to just slap as much on there as I can in one coat. I found that it works best for me. First layer of top coat is done. Now we are gonna wait 10 minutes and then apply the second coat. So we've waited 10 minutes. It is now time to apply the next coat. Now this coat, I am gonna go on just a little bit thicker. This coat is done. Now we're gonna wait another 10 minutes and apply another top coat. It's been 10 minutes. It is time for our third coat. I believe I'm gonna do 1 to 2 more after this, depending upon how everything's looking. I see some weird spotting here, so I'm probably gonna wanna do an extra coat on this one at least. But I'm gonna take a look at all the parts and see where I'm at and decide if I wanna do an extra 1 or 2 more coats. This coat is done. I am gonna do at least 1 more coat on everything, possibly 2 more coats on the fog lights. It's been another 10 minutes. That means it's time for our next coat. What I've decided to do with this last coat is actually focus on areas that I noticed that need more paint. So I'm not gonna go for full coverage on everything. Well guys, that is gonna be it for base coats. We're gonna wait 30 minutes and start applying the clear. So I changed my mind on the clear I'm gonna use. I ended up running out and getting this Duplicolor clear. I figured since I used Duplicolor on everything else, might as well finish it off with Duplicolor. So we're gonna shake this up and lay our first layer of clear. It has been 10 minutes, now it is time to lay the second coat of clear. We waited 10 minutes, now it's time for the third coat. It's been another 10 minutes. We are gonna lay down the final coat of clear. Hey guys, that is gonna be it for the painting process. Now all that's left to do is let this stuff dry. Now it has a handle time of 2 hours, but I'm gonna let this dry overnight. I don't wanna take the risk of trying to install this on the bumper after 2 hours and smudging the paint or chipping the paint or having any type of issue like that. I'm gonna let this dry overnight and then install everything on the bumper in the morning. It has been about 3 or 4 days. The parts are officially dry. So this is the plastic trim piece that sits on top of the bumper. We gotta get this out in the sunlight so you can really see what we're working with here, because this is just incredible. Let's see if we can pick this up. Look at this, you get the flake and everything in this. This is the valence, came out absolutely amazing as well. These are the little plastic cover pieces, look absolutely insane. We got the fog light housing, which probably came out the best. I mean, it looks like I paid someone to do this. Look at this, this is such a professional job. And the craziest thing is I did this in the garage of my apartment by myself with rattle can. This just goes to show that you don't need to spend a bunch of money to build your truck. If you just take a little bit of time and put some effort in, you could do just about anything on your truck. And this right here is proof pin itself. Now that everything is dry, it is time to reassemble the bumper and get the bumper back on the truck and see what it looks like. I'm looking at the bumper right now, and yeah, I gotta say, it looks really, really good. It is very subtle on the color with the black accents in the bumper and all that. It is a very, very subtle color. If you pay close enough attention, you'll notice it. And it's like one of those attention to detail things. Did I really have to do this? Was it necessary? No, but the attention to detail is just where it's at on these trucks. And this just goes to show that. See, very subtle. You don't necessarily notice it off rip, but when you get close enough and pay a little bit of attention to the truck, you'll see it, and it just looks absolutely insane. I mean, this is just incredible. It is coming along nicely. Now you can kind of tell here that this is the paint, this is vinyl. There is a little difference here, but if I were to take this off and hold it up to the paint on the truck, it's identical. So it's really just the vinyl that's off, and I already knew that it's a little bit off, so not a big deal, but just look at it. It looks amazing. The front end is coming along nicely. I still want to paint match the headlights and do something with the grill. Guys, we got plenty more of this build series coming. We are just getting started on this project. And the best part is we are doing as much of this as we can in this garage right here. That is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Comment section, if you got any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them the best I can. And like I always say, if you guys are new here or you've been watching for a while and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
That's my bad. Sorry, gotta kick it out. That's my bag. Tryna mess with my money, wanna try that. Pray to real, live long, fake die fast. Then I slide past. That's right.